Hi everyone, welcome to N-VegasTV. Subscribe to this channel for more videos.
Good day everyone, welcome to Reactions with N-VegasTV. On today's edition, we'll be talking about the threat, the bully, and the death of Sylvester Oromoni, a 12-year-old student of Dowen College, on his refusal to join a secret cult in school. My name is Kikelo Morakiyemi. Join me as we see people's reactions to this. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name?
I'm Tosin by name.
What is your reaction towards the death of the 12-year-old Dowen College student?
It's saddening, honestly. It's very, very saddening, and it's uncalled for in this country. And justice must be given out to that school.
Okay, how do you think justice can be served? Because we hear that some of the students are even out of the country as we speak. So what do you think the government could do to bring justice to this?
They have to be tracked down and brought back to Nigeria to come and face the panel, because if that is not done, another case will happen again. And that will be a continuous bullying and killing of children. And now the charity begins at home. These all started from our homes. Now let the government bring those children back into the country and let them face the wrath of what they've just done. This is what is called death. They killed their mates, so they have to face the panel. So the government should bring it back. At least they will go to the immigration. It is through the immigration. They went through the airport. Now they should go back there, look for all the identity card and everything, bring them back to Nigeria, let them face it all. Because if that is not done, then they will start killing themselves one by one. Not because I actually lost my cousin also this year in boarding school. So that is the government have something. They have a lot to do about the boarding schools. Either they set a rules that will be governing the students and also governing the teachers and also the CEO or the principals of the schools.
So what do you think about the school covering up for these students? Now they said it is football injury and it is not the case. What do you think about it? What do you think government could do to penalize the school?
They should lock up the school.
Just like that.
Locking up the school, and they should bring the principal to justice. If it is the principal's son, we should be silent. If it is the principal's daughter or a cousin, we should cover it up. So we are all just being wicked. Yes, that is what I can say. Because if she is not wicked, she will just sit at home and believe she wants to cover up. So the principal again should even face the panel herself. She should serve her own cake in this issue on ground. Because if it is not done, the school should be locked up and they should bring the principal to justice.
Okay, what do you think the security that are there that night and such thing happened and they couldn't say anything? What do you think about that?
I'm sure the principal has placed the fear into the hearts of the securities, and they should also, I think this thing started from the principal, because she might have been hearing, okay, this has been happening on front sets and she has been keeping it down, covering it up. But now if she's bring down, they should call the security. What happened? I'm sure they would confess.
Sorry, what is your opinion about day school and boarding school? Which is safer?
Well, I attended boarding school. Yes, this issue has been on for a while. I attended boarding, later I switched down today.
Okay, right.
They wouldn't cancel boarding school. They should just set a rule binding all the students. It should be a standing order. You shouldn't touch a kid. You shouldn't bully them. There are other ways we can correct children. There's a difference between discipline, bully, and correction. There is a far difference. I have 2 kids now. You can't touch my son anyhow. Just a little pin. I will ask you what he or she did. If it's something that is anonymous, fine, I will beat the boy right in your presence. But if it's something that is known, that is not up to you beating up my child, honestly, the teacher will be flogged. Because the way you flog my child, I will flog you back. It's unfair. We go through things and not going, and yet to bring our children to suffer after paying a huge sum of money on them. It's uncalled for. They should set a certain rules and regulation binding the boarding school. It cannot be cancelled, and if it should be cancelled, then it should be eradicated finally.
If the story is just like what we heard from the dailies, the action is very bad. And what I saw there is that the school administrator was slack in that regard, because it is what the school administrators have put in place, that's what the students follow. If there have not been any sort of permission to bully other students, such will not be culture of that school. That bullying will have been the culture of that school. What happened this time around? It gone wrong in their hand. So such excesses should be checked the school administration should be responsible for that, for anything that come out of it.
So what do you think the government can do in helping to get justice for this death? Because we heard that some of the students have been taken out of the country. What do you think the government can do to punish them for their wrong deeds?
Yeah, in fact, you know, I'm not a lawyer, but the punishment is left for the court to decide, because some of these children may be underage. Okay. Notwithstanding, the government also slack in their effort. In those days, there are inspectors who inspect the student, inspect the school. There are rules and regulation. The government has slack in their responsibility. There have been regular visitation of that school. Maybe such a thing will have not happen, because the teachers will have known their boundary, and the students also will have known their boundary. They would not have gone to such extent of killing other fellow students.
So what do you think is better between day school and boarding school?
The boarding school is good, but in a boarding school, the administrators of that school must be well arranged. There will be a house master who will be in charge of the pupils. Then there are a lot of people who are to be put in place to guide the students. Even at home, anything can happen if the people if the children were not properly guided. There will be that time for everything: time for dining, time for siesta, time for physical education, time for agriculture, time for prep. Everything will have been arranged, and the teacher is the responsibility of the teacher to monitor them. In that aspect, there should not be any slack in the part of the teacher.
So we heard that the beating occurred during the night for this same boy. It occurred during the night. What do you think the school? Well, they are not taking responsibility for this, because they are saying it is a football injury. And what do you think the punishment of the school could be in that regard?
Anybody that is in boarding school, if it is government establishment, is under the custody of the government. It's also under the custody of that school administrator. They don't have any excuse at all. They don't have any excuse. They have to take the responsibility, because in as well the parent have released the child even to the school. They are hand over all responsibility to them. If the child is sick, it is their responsibility to arrange how it will be taken to hospital. So talk less of beating. Even in the night, the house master will be in each auditorium, in this dormitory. It should be there to report any issue to them.
Though when I saw the news, it was really sad. But in this country, there's something that when we see it and it's not moving upward, we have to do something. Although it's really sad, but not joining the court doesn't mean they should kill him. And again, the reaction I'm expecting from the school is, as in, they have not done anything that I'm supporting that, okay, the school have tried anything yet. Because how can a young student like that just give up the ghost as early as that age? It's very bad to me, very, very bad. And again, I'm urging the family that they should continue. They should not just relax until they find out what caused the death. And if they find out and it's not the injury, the football injury according to the school, they should penalize the school for it, and also penalize the school. In fact, they should close down the school, because it's not right at all.
Yeah. So what do you think the government could do to help this case, for it not to just be swept under the carpet like some other cases have been? What do you think the government can do?
My sister, we are in Nigeria together. If we leave it for the government, they will not do anything at all.
Exactly.
They will not do anything. Let the parent take action, because there are so many cases like that have been pending under the government, and they have not done anything concerning it. They should not take the case for the government to handle for them. Then by themselves, they should go under it, and the truth must be out.
Well, without government in this case, do you think they can handle it themselves? Like, they can just talk, people can talk, but if the government is not in it, do you think it can be justified?
With the help of social media, I'm very sure it will be justified. Yes, because now it's the social media that is justifying so many issues. We heard about so many people deaths like that, but the government have not said anything. But with the help of social media, we're able to conquer it well. Yes. To me, how will that kind of thing happen in a school, and the school authority don't have anything to say, or they don't have, as in, is there no security in the school? So there should be staff all around. So as for me, they should not leave this matter for the government, and the family should continue verifying it until the truth is out. And once the truth is out, they should take a serious action on it.
I prefer a day school to boarding school, although it's someone's choice, sure, but it's very bad for a 12-year-old boy being forced to join a cult, and at the end of the day, he didn't show any reaction, as in he didn't tell. It was, though he informed the mother about what happened in school, but the mother was like, why do you want to change your school? I think there is something to it. Maybe the mother was like yelling at the guy that, what happened, why do you want to change the school? But the mother didn't talk about the threatening and all that. The guy was like, okay mommy, don't worry, because according to what I read on this thing, don't worry. So the guy was like, okay. But what my advice to all parents is that we should, at least, if our children are complaining about something, at least let us hear them, let them out. Then any other thing can follow. Let's hear, even if it's gossip, let's hear them, let's advise them, let's meet them. But if something is wrong with your child, a child that was 12 years old boy, according to what I read, the guy is very playful. He doesn't used to hit. So the last time he visited, it was like the mother said, the way the boy normally consume food is not like is not normal. And then the play was that he reduced the play, then how would I call it? Then his relation with them is not that intact like the other, like before. Then the stature reduced and everything. Please, we should just make sure that we take care of our children. So that is that, but I think government should do something about it by sealing out the school and all that. But as for me, I don't prefer a boarding school.
So when the school was saying that it is football injury, and the boy complained that it is threats by cultists, what do you think could be done, justice that could be done to the school and the staffs involved?
Exactly what I'm saying. They should be jailed. Okay. Yes, because number one, according to what I read, there maybe the chemistry lab or something, maybe they mix something inside Ferus for him and something like that. The chemistry lab must be locked no matter what. Then the teachers, especially the head of the school, because I don't know, they said the boy was absent like 2 days in school. So someone that was absent in 2 days, and he did not even bother to ask about this thing, and it's not as if it's a day school, it's a boarding school. You have the right to ask about the child. Where is he? Is he absent or something like that? I think it's a carelessness. And then what I want to say is that the school authorities too, because they said the school authority was the one that made the call for the parents that they should come over, that the something blah 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 happened. But what later happened is that she asked what happened, said football. How can a guy fell down football? All the mouth was injured, everything just changed. So why would you lie that the guy was playing a football when you know it's not right? Even the teachers, they must be jailed, they must be tortured. And I think he mentioned 5 of the guys. Yes. Then 3 has been arrested. The 2, they flew them out of the country, which is not right. They need to do something about it. The government should investigate and do something about it. If they didn't get the children, let them arrest the parents. Okay. Yes, they should arrest the parents and let them jail them.
Actually, that incident is so disheartening and devastating. And again, I want to look at the secondary school, because we had some interview from other students, and they actually said this thing have been happening, and they've been reporting to the master or administrator, but they've been copying it. I want to know the reason why the college or the college are copying that kind of art. And I heard the gist, I don't know the latest gist, but I heard the government has closed down the school or something. Even before closing down the school, they said they gave them a temporary hold, but they still went online to do some online classes, which is so not it's so dishumane, or let me put it that way, because I'm a student of Federal University of Technology, and unfortunately, if you have a student, a demise, like a death of a student, even the department will actually stop any operation for that day, just to mourn that incident or that person. So I think the government has taken the necessary step. What will take this the college to stop for a week so as to go down, so as to protect their name. Well, I don't think they are actually interested in their protecting their name. They have to prove to the public that they are not involved in that kind of act. So I believe they should close down the school temporarily, because it might affect some other students. But I think they should close down the school temporarily. I think that should be the necessary step for the government to do for now.
But closing down the school, is it enough punishment? Because we heard that the school actually denied like that thing ever happened. They are saying it is a football injury. So should that be the only punishment for the school?
That shouldn't be the only punishment. I think that kind of act is punishable under the law.
Okay.
Because it's just like they are aiding the killing, or they are aiding. Because I don't know. I'm not more of a law student. I'm not, but I think it's punishable under the law. They have to be taken to the courts of law, because that thing is punishable. I think they're abetting killing or something like that. So that shouldn't be the necessary, but that should be the first step punishment for them. But before going to the law, everything will be settled in the law, I believe so.
Okay. What do you think could be done over the students? Some of them we heard has been taken out of the country to avoid the punishment. What do you think the government could do to bring justice to this death?
I think we have international government. We are related to international. If let's take the case of the assistant commissioner, is it assistant general police or something, Abakari? They called for him. And when it comes to that kind of thing, even any government they carry them to, or any place they carry them to, they won't condone something like a courtesy in their midst or something like that. If they can actually relate to the international government or something, that these people are wanted in the country, they might deport them back so as to face the necessary the law, something like that. So I think that should be the next step for the government to do.
Okay. So choosing between boarding school and day schooling, which do you think is better?
Actually, I attended boarding school.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say, because the educational system of this country is declining now. You know, I won't raise my hand for boarding school. I don't, because there's no proper care. As when it comes to, I actually attended public secondary school. How can we, with this happening in this private school, how much more a public school? So I think it has actually declined. For this kind of thing to be happening in public school, in private school rather, that means you can't even, it's just devastating. I don't know.
After all is said and done, this is an appeal to the federal and state governments, Lagos state government particularly, to please help us bring justice to Sylvester Oromoni's case, for us not to have a recurrence of it in the future. And to the parents, please learn to give your children listening ears and learn to take actions on every case reported to you. This is how far we can go on reactions with N-VegasTV. Don't forget to subscribe, like and follow all our social media handles. Till next time, please stay safe.